Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. Can't complain.
Good. What have you brought today?
I've really been the pardon me. The first session we had really kind of thinking back about past regrets, and I've really been working on letting those come forward for the last I guess it's been 3 weeks now, and I feel like it's a pretty good place with it, and I'm able to draw those emotions up, let them kind of sit and resonate for a little while, and then let them move on. I think right now I'm starting, but now I'm on the opposite spectrum to where I'm not so much focused on the past, but I'm focusing on the future, which is I feel is a really great thing. That's where I want to be focused on. But now I find myself getting impatient for the future
Mm,
and trying to slow myself down and really understand that I need to enjoy and kind of cherish every day as the building blocks to where I want to go with just career, life, and in general. But yeah, so now it's really shifted from past regrets to hurry up and get here future state.
right.
And I this week I've really kind of seen it because I've been keeping myself super busy with the podcast, super busy with just projects around the house and different things like that. And now I'm afraid that I'm staying busy for the sake of staying busy. And
Right. So
I've
it's
done this in
it's
the past, and it usually doesn't
yes,
turn out
and
well.
it's lovely the distinction you made. There was a time when you felt regret that you weren't
Hmm.
back in the past that you could correct that, and now you've come to terms with what was,
Hmm.
and you want to already be in the future. So it tells me what I'm hearing is that now isn't good. Where you are now
Yeah.
isn't where you want to be. And then you beautifully, as you beautifully said, you're keeping yourself busy with distraction or busy things around the house. So tell me more if that resonates with you. Tell me more about now.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about this week, and I feel like there's something missing today,
Excuse me.
and I'm not quite sure
There's something what? Sorry.
something missing. Like I could tell there's a void somewhere
Mm,
inside of me. I don't know what that void is. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. But I can definitely there's definitely something missing.
mm.
And
Have we spent some time with that? Would that be good for you?
yeah, I've been thinking on that, quite a bit. And when I do my meditation, I I try to clear my mind, but I let those thoughts kind of roll in and roll out. And I don't know what it is. I know I'm definitely feel like I'm in a period of transition, as I grow my business, my entrepreneurial businesses. But there's still, that 9 to 5 job that I do need to go to. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm having a tough time putting my finger right on what's causing the void right now.
Mm. Are you familiar with Tara Brach's work on rain?
No.
Would you be open to an exercise?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, if we can look at that void a little bit together,
Hmm.
um, let's recognize it that there's a void,
Hmm.
and then let's allow it,
Yeah.
and then let's investigate what's coming on for you in your body now. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling it?
I definitely feel it in the chest. It feels like anxiety, but without without the anxiety, if that makes sense. Like, anxiety there's kind of a weight on the chest I've dealt with anxiety in the past, but it's kind of a like a heavy sadness, and that's not what I have. I just there's a heaviness there, but it doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel good. If that makes sense. It's
I'd like to hear more. I don't know what heaviness that's not bad and not good.
yeah. And that's what's been so difficult for me to put my finger on as well, because it's, I don't know what's causing it, other than the only thing I can come up with or that I feel is that impatience to get to where I want to go.
If we take that out of the equation, that I don't know what's causing it, the why, if we just stay with it, let's just stay with it, allow it, and let's continue investigating it. So it's a heaviness on your chest.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a weight, as if I was laying down and somebody put like a weight, like a weightlifting weight or something on my chest. So it's not a heavy one, but it's
but it's immobilizing, if that's the image.
I mean, I can move around.
That weight on your chest, is it pinning you down?
No, I don't think it's not getting me down. I'm not. It's
no,
not
pinning. Is it holding you down from?
Yes, I would say it's kind. I think it may be. I think the best way I can maybe explain it is that it's pinning me down, but in the sense that I'm having a hard time. Maybe I'm having a hard time seeing that future. I know what my goals are. I know what I want to accomplish.
I don't want you to go away from the heaviness. So I want you to stay a minute with that heaviness. Could you name it?
How would I explain it?
Not explain. Can you even name it?
Just I wouldn't even know what to name it, other than I don't know. It's just there. It's just like it sits right here, and it doesn't feel physical. Like it doesn't feel like there's a physical ailment. But it doesn't feel like, I don't feel emotional about it, happy or sad.
It sounds like it's really so heavy, it's almost constricting the emotions from coming up. That's what it sounds like to me.
And that could be because it's, as this week has gone on, and really I've really started kind of taking notice of it this week, is it truly just feels like there's something missing right now. Like there's something that I'm supposed to be doing, or someone that I'm supposed to be connected with, or
so that's where you're going to your head and your thoughts. Can we just take a moment together, even if you want to put your hand on your heart, to nurture it?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel bad.
How's it feeling now?
It kind of feels like a swirl. Like I mean, it's the heaviness, but it's as if it's spinning. Like I can physically feel it inside.
Like a churning.
Yeah, like. Yeah, kind of like when water goes down a drain, you get that swirling, and that's kind of what it. I mean, that's the vision. as I really focus in on it, as I let it just be there, that's really what it feels like. And that's what it looks like in my mind's eye, is that swirling of water.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's
It's a beautiful image because it goes back what I'm hearing from what you said earlier of time passing and that impatience. You said it, water going down a drain, slipping away.
Yeah. And now that you said that actually kind of triggered a thought, and I'm almost wondering, when we talk about time slipping away, I wonder if that could be what it is, because obviously I'm not getting any younger, I'm getting older, and I do, and it still seems like my goals are a far reach away. And I don't know, that could be it though, because that is something I've been thinking about this week. Is the fact that, time's not standing still, that there's a lot I still want to accomplish. And I say maybe because I don't know for sure. I feel confident that I could accomplish it, but how long it's going to take me to get there.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of it in that capacity, it gets heavier. The weight on the chest gets heavier.
So I get that feeling again of, here isn't where you want to be. You want to be either back there or in the future. And there's a sense of urgency that I don't have time. And a trauma symptom is often like, I don't have time, I need to rush to make time and to run and do more and more quickly and more quickly. Right. I need to speed up. Sorry, that would be the correct way of expressing it. When what we really need is to sit and give it space. Give it its space. Because by not giving it its place, it's still going to bubble up. And it's going to be that urgency, that constant urgency. I'm not in the right place. And if we can just stay with that feeling of heaviness, that swirling, it can be a portal, an opening to what's really going on for you. What's going on underneath that sense of urgency. I'm getting older and I'm not managing.
Yeah.
It's a gateway if we wish to stay with it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what to do with it. I think it's just kind of, my mind's just, disconnecting from it.
Okay, and just notice it. Just notice that it might be overwhelming. It might be difficult to be with it. Just to notice.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely there. But it doesn't overtly feel bad. It doesn't feel good. It's there. It exists. It's kind of a strange. But I do have the sense of like, I need to go. I need to move. And I've been there before, and that's not healthy. Working 16-hour days and
so when you've done more and more, that also hasn't given you what it is you want.
No, and it's always, and I've recognized it as being, because really it was So I had a couple years of pretty serious depression. And that first year, I really tried to mask it, and I masked it by staying busy, and I worked
Mhm.
constantly. So it was basically work and sleep and work and sleep. Um, but that
That's
didn't.
such a, if I can just stay there for a moment, because that's so beautiful. Terry Real says that, especially with male depression is perceived as something weak,
Mhm.
and it's often masked by being a workaholic, an alcoholic, an addiction. It could be just disconnecting. I'm in bed now for the next 6 months. Um, and to look what is going on at a deeper level. One, sometimes the addiction is resolved, like if you sound like the workaholic part, it
Right.
doesn't take away the depression.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask you this. When you've achieved, let's say you've achieved all those goals that you have in your mind, what is the feeling that comes with having achieved them?
Hmm. The first word that comes to my mind is is freedom.
Mm,
Freedom of time, freedom of energy, freedom to go after the things I want to go after. And that's the first, I mean, the very first thing when you said that came to my mind was I'm lacking that freedom, because I do
mm.
have constraints today that do hold me back.
And you do have a sense you've expressed of there's no time.
Yeah,
I need to rush because there's no time.
right. Yeah. So when you put them together, that's what it kind of. I'm looking for that sense of freedom in my life to really pursue the things I'm passionate about pursuing. The time's not there because you know, I just wear myself out if I work a lot, too much. Um, if I don't work enough, though, I feel like I won't be able to achieve what I want to achieve.
So let's
And
just take a pause there. If I don't work enough, I won't be able to achieve what I want to achieve. This is not new to you. This comes from, woohoo,
oh yeah, I
this is
think
not a new concept to you. Where
no.
did you learn that if you don't work hard enough, you won't achieve? Who taught you that?
I don't think anybody taught me that belief outright. Like, because there was never anybody in. As I think back to childhood, I never had anyone in my family that worked that hard. Like, I had a lot of folks that just a lot of family that just lived day by day. For me, work
What was
became,
that message for you? Then what does that mean? They work day by day.
well, I just feel like there's a lot of folks in my family and even friendships throughout history that just never really went after the things they wanted to go after, and they would talk about, oh, this is what I want from my life, but they would never do the things that they needed to do to get them.
Mm. So
And
you feel you saw people who just kind of said they wanted to, but they never
mm,
actually got into action.
right, they
And
just
you
kind of
don't want to be one of those people.
no, no. um
So the reverse must be true. Work, 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 and then I will get that.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, the other side of that too is that I've since I was 16 years old, I've used work as a way to escape, like, the problems, right? The problems of life, whatever they may be, whatever they were at different periods of my existence. Because I went to work, and I was working darn near full time when I was 16. So it was school by day, and then I would work, get out of school, and then I'd go to work and work from 5 to 11, and then go home and go to bed and repeat the cycle.
And how did that work out for you? That work as a distraction. How did that work out for you?
I it didn't. I
Mhm.
still I mean, I still use it as a distraction, certain
And
types of work.
how is it working out for you now?
Well, I'd say the only difference now is that the my energies that I'm putting forth with work are energies towards something that I want to truly do. So the podcast, the mentoring, the speaking, the writing. Um, I'm doing all those things now, and it feels right because that's where my passion is. Of course, though, they have to come secondary to uh, my 9 to 5 job, which keeps the lights on and puts food in the refrigerator. um, there is a part of me that says just walk away from your day job. That's not what you want. Just walk away from it. But then where does that money come from? And I feel like I'm probably at least 3 to 4 years away from being able to walk away from the job that keeps the lights on and focus totally on what I want to do in the writing, creating.
In another time, another session, we can give focus to what else is there. If your 9 to 5 is really just causing you misery, can we add to it in terms of, can we add meaning to it? Can we change it? We could look into that at another time.
Okay.
Because you gave a long pause there. You said, could I walk away from it?
Yeah.
And that needs maybe a more an in-depth. Let's look at that more in depth, right? Let's not have it just as a saying, could I walk away?
Right. Yeah, and I mean that's something I've thought about for a while now. Is walking away. Of course, walking away from that career, if we want to call it that, that's definitely going to affect others, which doesn't make the decision any easier for me, because then I've got others that that I've got to consider in that equation.
Okay, that seems like a great topic that needs its time and space, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of, because our time's coming to an end, in terms of your heaviness and the swirl around what I still need to do, how are you feeling now?
I mean, it's still there. I have, I want to explore it more and give it more space and more room to kind of move and communicate, because I haven't really, like I said, I've been keeping myself really busy this week, really last couple weeks, to the point of exhaustion. So, and of course that's never a good thing because everything suffers at that point. So I think I've been doing, as I consider how I've approached the last couple weeks, I almost feel as if I've been staying this busy to just suppress the heaviness and not really giving it a chance to breathe and speak. So now I really want to let it do its thing and speak. I feel like I could probably write while I let it do its thing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's kind of almost I don't know. It's just been really weird because I mean, because like right now, it's almost feeling like a motivator, as opposed to a detractor.
A motivator.
Yeah, to explore.
You're starting to see that portal.
Yeah.
That gateway. What is this message here for me? And is it feeding into your inspirational side, your creative side? Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
Concretely, how will you make space for it?
What's that? How will I make space? I think
Practically, let's see, this week.
I think just, I need to take more time to pause. Not keep myself busy. The world's not going to end. I know that if I take a break, I take a breather. The key will be taking a break and not letting myself fall asleep because I'm tired. So I think it's
Or
just
because it's overwhelming.
yeah, yeah,
And that's okay. To just notice that rather than judging it. Be compassionate. That's the nurture of brain.
right,
Okay, I fell asleep. That's clearly what I need right now. That's okay.
yeah,
I'm checking out. This is too big for me.
right,
That's
yeah.
okay.
But practically, I mean, I do have time that I can take, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes and just really pause, put the world on hold and
Beautiful.
let it do its thing. And that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like that's what it needs. It needs that silence. It needs it as in the heavy swirl. It needs its time in the spotlight. That's what it feels like now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. How are you feeling now?
Inquisitive. I'm now. I want to explore it a little more. I feel like I want to explore it a little more deeply.
Beautiful. You feel you want to be more curious about it
Yeah,
and
instead of
see what gifts it wants to offer you.
yeah, and as opposed to
Beautiful.
suppressing it and trying to
Beautiful.
forget about it.
Because
Yeah,
it sounds like you were a little bit on a treadmill going nowhere, kind of like a mouse's
yeah, yeah.
round wheel.
That could be.
And here, that pause is so essential to that space where creativity can find itself. Because if we're just stuffing our heads with information all the time, we don't create that space. And then there's no place for creativity and
Right.
confidence and clarity to come out. So if you can include that in a daily practice of 5, 10, 15 minutes, amazing.
Yeah,
Great.
I definitely will do that.
Great. Thank you, Brian. This was great.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.